I want to give you a survey of the book of Revelation. Number one, John, the apostle, is the author. It actually tells us that, I, John. Number two, the book of the Revelation of Jesus Christ was written. It was written for us. It was written for us to know. God wants us to know the future. You can read all this. It's in your notes. The theme of this book is the title. The first word, apocalypsis, is the unveiling of Christ. The whole book of Revelation is the most completely Christ-filled book in the Bible. There are more titles, more descriptions, more attributes of Jesus Christ in these 404 verses. That's how many verses are in the book that you're going to get to read. Than any other. It's like a gold mine of truth about Christ. Revelation is a self-outlined book. In fact, I'll show you that in a minute. It's very challenging because a lot of people, like Martin Luther, he said he doesn't like that book. John Calvin said he didn't like that book. Most of the reformers didn't like the book of Revelation. They couldn't understand it because they had an aberrant view of Israel. They thought God was done with Israel. They didn't realize his plan. But Revelation has that promised blessing. Basically, the divine outline is in chapter 1, verse 19. Write the things which you have seen. That's John seeing Jesus. He finally saw what Jesus looks like today. You know, most people, they're not sure what Jesus looks like today. You know, you see all these paintings, you know. Jesus looks like Revelation with those blazing eyes and the whole thing, the white hair, the eternality. The things which are, that's the condition of the seven churches, and the things which follow after. So basically, this is one of those books in the Bible, like the book of Acts, that says you shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, the ends of the earth. That's the outline of the book of Acts. This is the outline of the book of Revelation. The things you saw, chapter 1, the things that are in the church, 2 and 3, the things which shall be, 4 and 5. Basically, there are 7 clear events in Revelation. 1 through 3 is Christ's church on earth. Basically, the John and the 7 churches are in those first 3 chapters. Christ's church in heaven, that's Revelation 4 and 5. That's all that worshiping around the throne. The tribulation starts in chapter 6 through 18. Christ comes back, chapter 19. Christ establishes his millennial rule, chapter 20, the first part. The final rebellion and the great white throne is the second half, and then finally, eternity and heaven, 21 and 22. Now, basically, you know, there are all kinds of charts of Revelation, but the charts aren't as important as the content. The content is the church on earth, raptured. In fact, the greatest rapture verse is given by Jesus. He said, I go and prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place, I'm going to come and take you to myself. And in Acts, he says, and we'll cover this in chapter 3, he says, I'm coming back to prepare a place. Then the church is in heaven. We have the bema seat, the judgment of Christ, of believers' works, the tribulation, his second coming, the 1,000-year reign. By the way, the word millennium is not in the Bible, but 1,000 years is there 6 times. And 1,000 years is just in Latin millennium. And basically, dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So that's the book of Revelation. And the book of Revelation is the most life-changing portion I've found in all 1,189 chapters and 66 books of the Bible.